So now that we have some more clues, let's be real. Let's talk about it right quick. Let me speak on this. This interview by Bomb First with Mob James, aka James, and Wack 100. This shit, I had to listen to it over and over again. Just the end part. Please go and listen to that interview. It's that first hour of bombfirst.com with Mob James and Wack 100. I don't know. I don't even think John expected some shit like that. But that right there was a classic. Even though, like, hey, I don't have nothing against Bomb First. It's just that I don't agree with some of the shit that they be talking about because of Reggie's crazy ass. Yo, this nigga Reggie got chewed out by Wack 100. Now, everybody will probably say, like, that's just how Wack is or whatever. But Bob James was also like, yo, like, what the fuck is, you know, what's this or whatever. And then this goes back to me talking about really how, like, how most people would assume, or like maybe people don't, maybe it's some people, but Reggie wants you to believe that he's a fucking idiot. He wants that's like one of the best now I wouldn't call them Jedi mind tricks, but just some psychological shit that, you know, Reggie, he likes to tap into when it comes to, like, how people perceive him, or, you know, his ability to always want to just talk or whatever, you know. It's a real big psychological thing, and I don't have no certificates in that and everything, but I love talking about shit like that or whatever. So anyway, Mob James and Wack 100 get on the phone from invite by Reggie, pretty much. So they get to talking. Pretty much the whole interview was about, why is Wack 100 speaking on Mob James, also known as James, or he like to be called now. Why is he speaking up on him? He ain't never even met him. He ain't never seen him or anything like that. Then the conversation goes on to about Bob James being, you know, a rat or whatever and shit like that. But that's not even the important part of the interview. That's some gangbang shit. That's some gangbanging shit that was back in the day. That's all gangbang politics, all that shit. We know nothing about. Who cares? Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. That's a whole nother, yeah. I ain't in that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But what I did give a fuck about was at the end when he said that Bountry, his brother, used to date Keefe D's wife or girl. And he was saying that was what started off the Southside Crip and Mob Piru's. That was a fucking jewel. And I'm trying not to get excited. I'm trying not to do it because, like I said, that probably wasn't supposed to happen. You know, but Reggie, I don't I don't know if it's like, nigga, if I'm going down, everybody going down or whatever. I don't know. Mob James was talking about, wait, let me stop. Let me stop right quick. Let me slow down. Because this interview was very important for people who really follow this shit and who really like use their critical thinking, of course, and want to learn more about what happened with this whole situation. Because at the end of the day, we wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't about Tupac. If this was just some other shit, nobody would give a fuck. Nobody would care. Because there's nobody attached to it, I guess, that we really, I wouldn't say we care about, but, you know, it's, that's some other shit. It's some personal shit of you know, if that was to happen. But in this case, all this shit is revolving around Tupac. So like I said, what happened was Reggie gets both of them on the phone. They start talking or whatever. They're asking each other questions. And there's a lot of arguing. That's the thing about it, because you're not in real time as far as being in person with them. It's different when you can hear 3 mouths talking at one time when you're in person. You got to have very extra special ears to listen to 3 people on the phone going back and forth. First of all, you got to know their voice. You got to be able to distinguish the voices from one another, so you catch what everybody is saying, whoever's speaking. So there was arguing pretty much, which was, of course, is going to be hard to listen to and hard to follow, but you got to pay attention. You can't have a short attention span. You can't be looking at this as like, oh, these niggas is arguing, and that's all you get out of it. Listen to what is being said by Mob James. This motherfucker was the whole reason why Suge got in the position. Well, not got in position, but Mob James was the whole reason Suge wanted to become a blood member or whatever. So that's where that starts. He says he's responsible for bringing this motherfucker into the mix in the first place, because he said that at the end of the day, all Suge did was try to turn all of them against each other, one another, in this brotherhood of the Pirus, of the Bloods. These motherfuckers was killing each other. It wasn't Crips killing them, it was them killing them, which is still bad in itself, because it's still brothers killing brothers and shit. You know, fuck the gangbanging and shit. It's still just niggas killing niggas. Bullshit. It's bullshit. I just that and that's, like I said, that's one reason I chose not to gangbang. Like that's not what it was. That's not what it wasn't supposed to turn out like that. But you know, when things start out, they never really keep the original form. You know, but that's probably with mostly everything, technology and shit like that. Nothing stays at its original form. It may have that foundation or whatever, depending on what it is, but it really never stays in original form. So anyway, so then after they get to all the, you know, to the like, why you speaking on me and you don't even know me, homie, and all that other stuff. Then it gets towards the end. That's pretty much the end of the interview. It was that end part, that little piece of the part. And it's like at an hour and probably an hour and 9 or whatever, because I mean, it's the whole interview with them was like about an hour. Maybe almost an hour, maybe. Or whatever. But so at the end, they're talking about well, yeah, after this, I'm gonna talk about what the aftermath was too. Once Mob James got off the phone, because there was more shit after that too, and that was interesting too. So yeah, the Mob James interview with Reggie Wright Jr., Mob James, and Wack 100. You know what I'm saying? So it's that, and then Mob he leaves. He got to take care of his family. He got to get off the phone. He done already said what he had to say or whatever. Okay, so bam, at the end, he's like, yeah, like, I forgot what they was talking about. They was talking about car shops. I forgot. No, Reggie asked the question. Oh shit, yeah, Reggie asked the question because they was finished. They were done. They were done with the interview, and then Reggie was like, yeah, I'm gonna ask this question off topic. Who is, you remember such and such? He's like, yeah, and then. From then on, that little part, he was like, yeah, Keefe D used to mess with, not Keefe D, but Bountry used to mess with, whatchamacallit, with Keefe D's girl, and That's how the rivalry started. That's how it happened. But even that's not even a rivalry, because it's like that's a rivalry between us, not even a group of people, a few people. You know what I'm saying? Who are next to each other, and that's their war. I don't think it even was. It was the entire Piru and the entire South Side. I don't even think it was even anywhere to that magnitude. So that I'm like, God damn, you got Keefe D's in this everything now. You know what I'm saying? We didn't already heard what happened with that. Then you got Bountry, who was deceased. And then you start to try to wonder, and you want to try to figure out, okay, because you don't get these type of interviews. That's why I got to give it up to that, you know, because they weren't going to go nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, this shit just blew my mind, because this is another piece of the puzzle, which we didn't know, because you know who we speaking with? We're speaking with people who were not in front of the cameras. They weren't known. Nobody knew who they were. But then, you know, the older you get, you know, like when it's hard to keep shit on your heart. You just gotta speak. And it can go either way. But in this situation, it was like, okay, now I see. It was over a fucking female. And how many beefs between dudes start out over a fucking female? And then Pac was in the fucking middle of all this shit. Then Mob even said, he said that a lot of the motherfuckers was in cahoots with the feds too. So then that made me start to think and wonder, like, damn, like this is some real shit. Ain't no telling what. But it's like all these motherfuckers were connected. The police and the gangsters and shit, the gangbangers and shit, and the cops were all working together. So, like I said, just listen to that. I don't want to be long-winded about it, but that shit is just crazy, because that's something new. We ain't never heard that. You know what we heard? We heard the whole shit started because of a chain snatching. That's what we heard. We heard that the whole shit between them started because of a chain snatch. They never said nothing about that's where it escalated to. And they never said that it was over some female. So then now, lastly, Reggie and Wack 100 is on the phone together. He's like, dude, why the fuck you acting stupid? Pretty much. I'm not saying it verbatim. But he like, Reggie, why you acting like you dumb? Like you don't know what I'm talking about. That's the shit I be talking about. That's the shit I be talking about people like Reggie Wright Jr. I don't know him. But you're broadcasting your personal relationships and some of your personal business to listeners. And then now they have the right in their own opinion in First Amendment to critique you or to have some type of opinion about you. And it's not even really based off what anybody says, but it's like, these motherfuckers sound very close. This ain't no just regular niggas and shit like that. Just like, you know, we just hooked up or whatever. These motherfuckers go way back to childhood. They go way back. So that's what makes it believable when they exchange this dialogue. So anyway, Reggie playing stupid, I guess. I don't remember. I have no idea. I don't remember. And then Wack is like, dude, what the fuck is you? What's up with you? What you put me on the phone? And with like, I hear what Wack was trying to say, because everybody know how Wack 100 is. If you didn't look at him on YouTube, whatever, that motherfucker's always on 100. He's always on 100, unless I guess if he just having some motivational speaking time or whatever, But like when he's speaking on something, he's on 100, and then he just don't hold shit back. Whether it's just his opinion or it's fact, he's always on 100. So that's what he was coming at Reggie, like, man, you playing stupid. And I'm just saying to myself, this is what I be talking about. That's exactly what I'm saying. Reggie is playing stupid. He's playing dumb. He's like, psychologically, it's like he thinks that maybe I'm not a fucking doctor. I can't really explain it. I can't explain it in words. I would have to really think about it in order to formulate some shit, in order to say it in a damn sentence. But it's like, the only thing I could say is just that he just be playing stupid. He be playing dumb. And then a lot of motherfuckers fall for that shit. And it's like, Reggie, what you talking about? Like, why are you trying to act like you don't remember shit? That's the first thing. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even remember. But Wack was like, man, cut that shit out. Like, seriously. Stop trying to act like you just all of a sudden you got amnesia. Cause this shit is all connected in some fucking way. You don't want to say too much. You don't want to start talking about something, or you don't want to bring up something, then that person's going to keep talking about it. Because once they start talking about it, then all the dialogue does is grow. And naturally, when you're just talking, I mean, in the conversations fall like that, you just start, all the pieces from their memories, they put them together and they flow into words. But like, we'll probably never get nothing like that ever again, because you got to think about, like, who else is there to interview? Who else is there to interview? They didn't interview just about everybody. Everybody who was around Death Row and everything like that, they didn't interview everybody. But I find it interesting, because if you're going to look at anything, if you're going to listen to anything, it's Mob James, because he pretty much, he was there. He was always there. You just never knew about him. You had no idea who he was until he came out. It's like, yeah, I'm the nigga that brought Suge to the set. I'm the dude that said, yo, I'm finna beat your ass, my nigga. I'm finna come up there and whoop your ass. Suge said, nah, don't do that. And I come up to the office, I got something for you. Yo, like, that's real shit. This nigga threatened to whoop Suge ass, and then he just give him some paper. Then he was talking about, like, these motherfuckers was fighting over $500 and $700 a month. Like it was a disaster to begin with, and every, like, it was a success because Interscope put their money behind it. But this was some real South Central. That's as real as it gets. When it jumps into that type of category and that fucking and that type of tax bracket, when it jumps up there, oh, shit got serious. But the shit was already serious at the beginning, because these is mob Pirus. These old school mob Pirus. Not the new, not my generation. I mean, I'm not gonna say like some of my generation ain't real or anything like that, but these are the OGs. They late 40s, early 50s. They my mom's peoples and shit. That's their generation. So like I said, you know, he's pretty much the reason why Suge is who he is. When it comes to, you know, like, you know, him repping red and shit like that, because he was real cool with Bountry. Suge was real cool with Mob James' brother. And then, like I said, it's a lot of gangbanging shit, but at the same time, you gotta, in order to know about it, you gotta be able to once you know about it, you can put it to the side and focus on the true fabric of the shit. And that's what I'm able to do. That's what people like me are able to do. We able to focus on the main part of the fabric. Yeah, well, we know it's a bed right there and everything, but you like, yeah, just look at the quilt. Now, fuck that. What's up under this bed, though? You know, so it's like, it's not hard to explain to people that get it, but like for the people who just don't want to get it or who just don't get it, it's hard to explain to y'all. And it's like, once you go and you piece what Bob James said, and you piece him to a lot of these events, like Tupac was shot over stomping out Orlando Anderson, and everybody was saying that, yeah, well, Tupac was a blood. I mean, just like Mob James said, Suge wasn't no fucking blood. He bought his way into that shit. So how was Suge gonna put on anybody? They tried to say that, I forgot who they said that so one of those I don't know if it was an engineer, producer, or an artist who said that somebody put Tupac on. But just like that, there's even not even a follow up to that shit. There's nobody that story. I think that story has been debunked. Like they know Tupac with no blood, and didn't nobody put him on. All he did, it was business. It just happened to be fucking wolves and lions in this part of the business on that side. Everything that came with the shit. And like I said, this ain't over no chain snatching. That's my whole point. This ain't over no chain snatching. This is about a female. Because this is the players that are named are Bountry and Keefe D. One blood, one Crip. A female. Tupac was close to Suge. Suge was close to Bountry. Alright. Mob James is Bountry's brother. Reggie Wright knows Suge Knight from childhood. This is how deep it is. These ain't some niggas that just like when they got famous or like when they started working and they met each other. No, these motherfuckers was from the cradle. The only motherfucker that wasn't from the cradle was Tupac. That was the only motherfucker that wasn't from the cradle. But whatever the fuck was going on in Death Row, inside Death Row, where you got police officers. This is a record label. It's police officers there. It's agents there. There has to be informants there. There's gangbangers there. There's everything in there. And you mean to tell me that this nigga Tupac didn't see that shit? You go sit there and try to play on my intelligence and know that Tupac wasn't up on game on that shit and said, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Cause this shit right here is real. Like, nigga, I don't want to be in jail. Any way I had to get out, I had to get the fuck out. No, fuck that. I didn't do that shit. They've been trying to put me in jail anyway. Now they done figured out a way to do it. I gotta bounce. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. They done figured out a way to put me in jail now. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. And once I get the fuck up out of here, I'm gone. Fuck that. You know who my mom is? My mom is a Feeny. You know who my aunt is? Asada. You know who my peoples is? Matulu. Like, I gotta bounce. You gotta think like that. Even the opposition, they not stupid. And since they the opposition, it's up to you to know what the fuck is going on because they're the opposition. You're not just gonna fucking fall back. Nigga, you rubbing elbows with the opposition. That's why I said, like, I can't take the, like I said, like Reggie Wright, like he caused Tanique and Lay Legend and Gab the Wack. Well, he caused the followers, the wackos, we're the wackos and stuff like that, or pretty much the community. Because I don't really follow people or nothing like that. I'm just saying. I don't think nobody really follows anybody. It's a fucking community. It's like we all at the same fucking level. Pretty much. Ain't no other man higher than the other. We are from the same community. But it's like, okay, you want to call us wackos and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's people like me that's going to already observe Reggie and peep everything that you're doing. I'm already paying attention to what you're doing. I'm paying attention to how you're talking, how you're saying things. I'm paying attention to the people that you choose to put on the phone who are willing to speak about certain events. And then there's certain shit that's off topic, which is the realest shit. That's usually the realest shit, is the shit when the shit goes off topic and they start talking about them days and shit. Around the time that Pac was around, even before, because you need a base. Mob James already set up the base. Mob James, like, he pretty much broke it down. Like, even with his first interview, he broke it down. But on this one, this was some gangbang shit. These was two Pirus put on the phone by a police officer. I guess I ain't got nothing against the police. Ain't nothing wrong with being no police. But they're a crooked police, and we know this. We'll cut the bullshit. And this nigga Reggie was one of the crooked police. No matter what he want to say, it's like, nigga, use like Rampart. He was a part of the crooked police. Like I said, like genuinely, most people are cool. Genuinely, yes. But when you have a certain profession, or you have authority, the shit can go either way. Was it the devil and the angel on one on each shoulder or something like that? I mean, it can go either way. And so, like, I'm just like, yo, you're going to have to, if anybody's going to sit there, if you're going to listen to Reggie Wright Jr. for entertainment, you just stupid. You just dumb. You don't know no better. And a lot of the motherfuckers over there, I don't know who they are. I don't give a fuck who they are. They could be foreigners. They could be domestically here. But a lot of the motherfuckers, I don't even understand their purpose. They're just there for entertainment. They're really not there to to take this shit and see and take certain interviews and the people that they choose to have on and start piecing this shit together or whatever. They're there for entertainment and shit. Nah. Like I said, I ain't got nothing against John and Bomb First and all them other motherfuckers. Like, I'm just saying, this is a hot topic. Everybody been on this topic. We've been, this is some shit for years, like in our day and age. This Tupac shit is phenomenal. What happened to him, who he was and everything. Is he dead or is he alive? This is happening in our lifetime. So it's some of us who take the shit more serious than other people do. That's why I'm able to make these videos, because I'm one of those people who take it seriously. I want to know what the fuck happened. And I love history anyway. This is a fucking form of history. You can write a whole fucking book on this shit. You can write more than a book. This whole fucking goddamn thing can be an encyclopedia. From everything to who done ever wrote about this shit, from the FBI documents to everything. This shit can be an encyclopedia. That's how big this shit is. It's crazy, but like I said, check out that interview. You got to check it out. For the people who can try to add some more to that shit. I mean, because I want to know some more. I mean, like, Mob James, he's done. Like he said, he's all that part of his life is over, and I get it. I was around the motherfuckers around the niggas who's like 40, 50 now. I mean, for like late 40s, early 50s. I was around the motherfuckers, some of the motherfuckers when I was growing up. Those niggas really did go hard. Some of them niggas went hard. And a lot of them niggas was quiet and shit like that. And nobody knew their business except the motherfuckers around them and shit. And those other people who was around, like I just knew. These are some real motherfuckers over here. And I'm talking about in California, nigga, in Southern California, LA County. I'm talking about that shit. Y'all ass go over there to get a motherfucking goddamn a dub sack or whatever, nigga. You liable to find out you're gonna get some type of experience, unless you just go and leave, or come and leave or whatever. So like it's fascinating or whatever. But like I said, you know, I would want to we ain't gonna get nothing like that, but nothing like that no more we gonna get, but I would love to hear some more about that shit. I would like it to go into more depth about Mob James and Bountry and Keefe D. Like that whole beef right there. We can get Keefe D. Bountry is gone. Mob James had already said what he said. So we can get Keefe D on the phone and try to see, so what's up with what happened with you and Bountry? Like what was that all about? And then whatever he says gonna have to say. Like he ain't talked about it. He ain't said nothing. He ain't even mentioned that shit. He never mentioned it. He never said nothing. And it was like, nigga, I don't believe that nigga anyway. Keefe D, like, come on, I don't believe, like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Nigga, there ain't nothing about Keefe D that is convincing except what already looks convincing. There's nothing else that you gonna do outside of that to convince me. So, like, you know, whatever Keefe D said that happened that night, and Orlando Anderson and all that other shit, like, nah, fuck that. I want to know what was going on between Keefe D and Bountry and his female or whatever, and then how all of that triggered this whole rivalry with this little portion of two gangs having a rivalry. It's a portion till the motherfuckers started killing each other and shit. And then, like I said, also the focus would be on why the fuck was Suge bringing all these people in or whatever, and then pinning them against each other. That's what I don't understand. Like I said, like Suge Knight, I have my opinions about him. Like I said, genuinely, like anybody, I would think genuinely, probably a cool dude, maybe, genuinely, but in reality, shit, the motherfucker was probably fucked up. Like, fuck that. And then a lot of other shit could be talked about because of that. Suge beating up people. Suge turning one another against each other. I mean, that right there is just a whole story in itself. Like I said, the only reason why we talk about it is because it got something to do with Tupac. But I'm telling you, that's just food for thought. But yo, that fucking interview, that's a jewel dropper. And if that don't say a lot, like I say all the time, the shit that I be talking about, then I don't know what will. I went from the fucking goddamn prize, being with Tupac, knowing how he moved, knowing the genius shit he came up with. And you got over here at Death Row, Mob James putting down the fucking history of everything, how everything went down, who was who. Because like I said, the important part of the interview wasn't about Mob and Wack 100 going back and forth. You a snitch, somebody say you a snitch. I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like I said, that was gangbang shit. When that motherfucker said that the whole Southside Crip and Piru shit started and jumped off over a female, I was like, oh yes. That's a classic interview. That's one kudos I get it for that interview right there. Out of all the motherfuckers, out of all the interviews, when it comes to information, fuck the entertainment part of it. I understand that's what motherfuckers want to be, entertained. Niggas don't want to think or nothing like that. They just fucking playpen motherfuckers and shit. They want to be put in a playpen and be entertained and shit like that. That's the best interview when it comes to information. That's one of the best. And then of course, the nights that, Reggie be slipping up and saying shit, or the times that Reggie are trying to get people to think that he's dumb, or he's stupid, and he's just so much of an idiot. There's no way that he could have did anything. Fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck out of here. Motherfucker, your dad was the police, and you were the police as well. And then on top of that, like I said, you bending. You're not flying straight. Like, I don't give a fuck how long you'd have known the motherfucker. There was no reason why you should have been doing security for a record label that had gangbangers on it. There's no way that I wouldn't have done it. There's no possible way that I would have did some shit like that. If I was a police officer, I would not work security for a fucking record label with gangbangers and shit. Couldn't do it. That's too much. That's too much fucking drama. Hell no. That's too many personalities. Hell no. Reggie wanted to do it. Sometimes I be thinking, like, was Reggie, like, was he that way? He was considered a square, but then the thing that made me even remember is like, Wack 100 was like, Reggie, why don't you, like, he's a civilian, so he's not a gangbanger, but at the same time, why are you mingling in that shit though? And it's like, I think deep down inside, Reggie thought he was blood too. Come on now. You kick it long enough, if you kick it long enough around motherfuckers who gangbang, you'll think that's where you belong. That's how I thought. Just about every fucking body, not just about everybody, but A lot of people that I knew and I was close to was gangbangers. Hey, you would feel like, hey, that's shit. This is, I'm this. I'm blood or I'm Crip. Like, yeah, I don't bang it, but shit, nigga, this Piru, this Fruit Town, nigga, this Crip, nigga, fuck it, And there's some people that comes with the territory. That's what having the affiliation means, pretty much. So anyway, but I like I said, that when Wack 100 started just going 100 on Reggie and shit, talking about you acting like you stupid and shit, like I was like, yep, I'm glad somebody finally just said it. It's like, nigga, you was over there kicking it with us too, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? You was over there kicking it with us. Act like you don't know. Reggie wanted to have the best of both worlds. This is in my opinion. He wanted to be a blood too. He's the police. So he could have the best of both worlds. Kicked it with Bloods and shit like that. Group around Bloods. When the label came on, Crips came on. I mean, come on, man. That shit is all crazy. It's all fucking crazy. But like, I'm in this because I've been real long winded. I was just saying, Reggie's just be trying to play stupid. He's trying to act dumb. Wack 100 said, "Nigga, stop playing stupid. Stop playing on my intelligence." That's what I feel Reggie's doing to a lot of you motherfuckers, playing on your intelligence. And y'all just don't have the fucking goddamn chords and connections to be like, wait a minute, man, hold the fuck up. So what the fuck, and start asking instead of just being on his dick. I mean, you can disagree with the motherfucker. If he gonna be mad at you because you don't agree with him, then fuck him. And that's what it seemed like. It's like, because a lot of people don't agree with this motherfucker. You're like, fuck them. And then the motherfuckers that wanted to be like, oh yeah, Reggie, we still on your nuts. We don't care what you say. We still on your nuts. He cool with you. But if you don't agree with him, then he always got something slick to say too about people who don't agree with him. He cool with him. We always got something slick to say. Like, come on, bro. Look how you moving. Look how you was moving. Nigga, real recognize real. It don't get no deeper than that. Real recognize real. Some niggas could just see through your ass. And it's not hard to fucking tell. It's like, you ain't the only nigga that somebody done seen where you can see right through their ass with that bullshit. You ain't the only nigga. So it's easy. It's simple. So anyway, yeah, y'all check out that motherfucking interview. Peace.